And now for the triumphant return of Life Advice with Husky the Wolf. Dear Husky the Wolf, my kids are having a hard time staying asleep. What's a good bedtime story I can use to get them to quiet down?
Now that is an amazing question. And it all boils down to one simple thing. All you gotta do is tell them a story that makes them want to shut up for you. So what you gotta do is you gotta tell them a story about the Whisper Walkers. The Whisper Walkers are a bunch of little clowns that like to hide in the shadows and jump out at people. But they only jump out at people who are making noise. If they hear even just the slightest sound coming from the little kids, they're gonna jump out and be like, "Hey, I'm a clown." It's something about slurping up their souls and harvesting their organs, but mostly the fact that they're clowns. That'll be enough for most little kids. And if you're lucky, they'll be so traumatized from the story that they'll be nice and quiet during their waking hours too. You won't have to worry about them making a single peep for the rest of their miserable lives. Sure, other people in their lives are gonna think that your kids are like stuck up or arrogant because they don't feel like it's worthwhile talking to other people, but you'll know the truth, and that's what really matters. Oogity boogity, I'm a clown!
Dear Husky, my son plays too many video games. How can I get him to go outside and enjoy the fresh air?
The answer to your question can be summed up in one word. Isekai. You gotta hire somebody to open up a portal into your son's video game world so that he gets sucked in there and has to deal with living in a video game. The mistake a lot of people make when utilizing this technique is they allow their kid to keep all their power-ups and stuff that they've acquired throughout play. But no, you gotta start off at level 1 just like everybody else. Once he sees the level of effort and danger and pain and horrible mangling he has to go through to get back his levels, he's never gonna want to see another video game as long as he lives. He'll go outside and live in the mountains just to be as far away from electricity as he can possibly manage. But you gotta be careful though, if you don't manage to grab him back from the portal, he gonna die. He gonna die real good. That's why you gotta hire a professional. None of these do-it-yourself isekai portals. They're usually a good way to get everybody in your city killed instantly. I mean, if that's really what you want, then more power to you, but well, I don't usually recommend it because wiping out an entire city is a good way to upset your own economic situation. And I'm only here to give good sound advice, and therefore cannot recommend blowing up your city unless you have a good financial backup plan.
Dear Husky, I'm about to go on a first date with a cute guy I met. How do I make a good first impression for a guy?
Ah, yes. Love, romance, and courtship rituals. There's no one more qualified to talk about that than... Well, I guess I'm the only one here, so I'm gonna talk to you about it. The best possible first impression method you can use is what I like to call the carrot and the stick method. You want to start off with the carrot. Let him know what kind of good stuff you got on offer. You can start by offering him little cheesecake balls, donut holes, really soft and mushy brownies, basically anything delicious that you can force down his throat without choking him to death. Go ahead and dig into any of his personal information you can to find any allergies and stuff before doing this, though. Last thing you want to do is, get him all nice and swelled up. That'll make him less attractive for you. Once you got him full to bursting with goodies, next you have to bring out the stick. Basically, you gotta show him what you're gonna do to him if he ever treats you badly. I like to open up strong by tasing him in the nuts repeatedly. And once your taser runs out of charge, move on to the next step. While he's still dazed and groggy, duct tape him to a metal chair and force him to sit through the entire Twilight trilogy. Then while he's watching, just whisper into his ear, "This can all stop if you just be mine forever and ever and ever." Want some more brownies? Huh? Do ya? Do ya? Do ya? If you do all this correctly, he'll be reduced to a quivering, hollow shell of the man he used to be, i.e., putty in your hands.
Maybe we should just be friends.
And guess what? It's time for another Patreon shout. This one goes out to Shammy, Bashful Ivory, Joyful Cryptid, Megan Cloud, and Sonic Destroyer 12. Thank you all so much for participating in my life and for supporting my work. If you ever like the music in these videos, they're made by Steve Sharp. Link to his YouTube channel is in the description. If you want to send me any fan mail, send it to P.O. Box 82, Prospect, Kentucky 40059. Thank you very much.